What's good, guys? LM7 here, and today we're not doing a review, but we're doing a comparison of old set and a set that just came out. Today's comparisons will be on 9490 Droid Escape and the new 75136 Droid Escape Pod. So, a little information I looked into to see the picture of the Class 6 Escape Pod that C-3PO and R2-D2 get away in. And looking at them, the actual one that they get away in would be a hybrid of both of these escape pods, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But let's look at some differences and similarities to each escape pod. So, starting off, similarities, I guess, because there isn't too many. This has 4 engines, and the newer one also has 4 engines. I would have to say the newer one's engines look better, though, as they actually, have the thrust, and I just think that looks better. I don't know why they didn't do it on the old one. That's whatever. So obviously, they're just completely different looking sets altogether. If you hold them up side by side like this, and I gotta hold it like this so we can zoom in. There we go. So you can see they're completely shaped differently. This one is like a teardrop almost. Well, this one is more or less what the actual Class 6 looks like. Now, when I was talking about a hybrid, is the body and everything of this one is correct. The only thing not correct is the top, which looks more like this. So, if you put the two together, you'd have an accurate one. And obviously the details and stickers and stuff are different because of the body shape. But I feel I feel like they're two completely different sets, to be honest. They both have the same features. You open it up, and you put the people inside. But the older one is just kind of, you just rip the top off, and there's not much going on in here. This one looks more, thought out, and there's actual pieces to it, and there's not really many features to either one of these sets, but at least this one has some design thought into it. I just feel this one was something slapped together. It was cheap, whereas this one is a little more expensive, but overall, the newer one, I feel, is better. I'm saying that early because I usually say that at the end, but because there's not really much to show other than, what you see here. Because neither one of them have features, really. I just showed you the main feature of both. So, I guess we can put it like this so we can see something. You can see they're about the same height. The older one, no, they're actually the same height. It just looks like the older one is taller because because this sticks out more than this does. So, but they're actually the same height if I put my hand. Yeah, they're actually the same height. And width, obviously, because they use some of the similar pieces together. But let's take a quick look at the schematics of each set instead of what it's supposed to be. Because, obviously we can see the build differences entirely. The older one, like I said, is teardrop shaped, and the newer one is, a cylinder, like it should be. But the old one was $19.99 and has 137 pieces, while the newer one will be $24.99 and has 197 pieces. So there's a considerable difference in the piece count, which is the reason I think the newer one is improved. because they put more time and effort into building it actually, instead of just slapping a big piece over the top and saying, hey, we're done. Not that the old one was bad, and it was the only thing that some of us probably had. It was the only escape pod I ever had, but this new one, I feel, does way better overall if you want to use it for anything. And the simple fix is you could take the top off, both of them, and replace the older one with the newer one. And then you could have a fairly accurate model of the actual Class 6 escape pod. Is there anything else? I mean, obviously, if we go just real quickly, here's a look at the top. You can see that's a printed piece, but this is all built and more solid. Whereas the top of this one is just a round disc and then a little piece on top. So that's about it. I did want to mention that just because I didn't show it up close. But overall, because the new one has more pieces, it is a much sturdier set than the old one. The old one's kind of flimsy, and if you drop it, it obviously will break. The new one is a little more durable than that. So I think that's always appreciated when a set can be used more than its previous incarnation. Looking at the engines one last time, we'll look at them up close. You can see that this has 4 main engines and then 4 thrusters to change position, whereas the last one has 4 main thrusters that are kind of lacklusterly done, and then 3 shifter thrusters. So there's a couple noticeable differences. At least this time, this isn't just a way. That's gonna bug me. There we go. At least this time, LEGO just didn't take their previous design and then redo it by changing a couple pieces. They completely redid the entirety of the set, and then they even changed the minifigures around too. Obviously, you get R2-D2 and C-3PO in both, but then the old one came with Stormtroopers with the sand details. They were nice minifigures, actually. Whereas the new one comes with 2 Jawas instead. So, that's up to you if you want Stormtroopers or Jawas. I feel the new one represents better, but if you're gung-ho on getting more Stormtroopers, then obviously if you can find this old one, pick it up. It'll probably be a lot of money nowadays, because it is retired. Anyway, that is a in-depth look at the 2 escape pods. Sorry, there's not much more showing I can do other than, just showing them side by side. Usually I compare the features and, similarity builds, but while they're the same set, they're built completely differently, so it was a little different this time. Anyway, if you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out and I appreciate it. And stick around for a couple other comparisons and then the actual reviews for the exclusive sets when I can get them. Other than that, thanks for watching. See you guys later.